Okay, so I'm going to pick the Kaken KX3 is what the box tells me it is. LA is the style of the lock itself. There's the bitting for the sliders. It's a double-sided slider with a couple of pins across the top as well. You can put the key in either way. Interesting thing is the 4 sliders on the left hand side have a sidebar. The 4 sliders on the right hand side directly block the core from moving, and the 3 pins in the top at the middle do the same as the sliders on the side. So yeah, let's get cracking on this one. So it's an odd size keyway, so it needs 2.6 mil, so I'm using 3 tension bars to make 2.6 mil. Now you really got to bully the tension on for the first lot of pins, the top 3, so I'm just going to move my light across. It's a very visual lock, kind of like an EVA 3KS. So yeah, bully the tension on for the top 3. There's no fancy spooled pins or none of that fun in this one. No false gates in the sliders. It's just hard to get to everything. So that one, that was pin 2. Pin 3 I think is done. Feels all wrapped up for the pins. Now I have my special lock tools slider doohickey, technical term. So I'm going to work our way down the sliders. On the left hand side they seem to set first when you're tensioning counterclockwise. Okay, so 4. Just pushed 4 into position. 2 went up with it. So pin 1, slider 1. Leave that there for the time being. Okay. Now what have we got? Maybe pin 4 is too high. So I've got nothing at the moment. They don't really bind in any particular order either. Oh, there we go, a bit of a click with pin 1 and pin 2. I'm going to jump over to the right side, see if we've got any luck over there. Yep, we've got pin 4 at the back is binding. A little bit of core rotation then. And what have we got binding on this side? So the way you can tell a normal slider is set, if you put your pick on it and there's a little bit of movement. If it's rock solid, it needs to be either slid up or down. If it's got a little tiny bit of play, 1 or 2 mil, you're pretty good to go. Oh, and there we go. It was slider number 3. So interesting little lock, this one. I'll pull it apart and I'll show you. Oh, open vise. Pop that there. Okay. Get this. Where's my bloody screwdriver? Alright, here we go. Now I do have the key for this, so I'm likely going to gut it with the key, just because it stops all the sliders and pins and stuff going everywhere. But you can see that it is picked. Okay, and there's all your sliders in there. and pins at the top. Alright, so I'm going to lock that back up, slide the key in. Now this one doesn't have any weird nasty surprises, so you can gut it without a shim if you choose to. Just got to grab the sidebar. Okay, so here's the core, move the light, and there's your sidebar, and you've got your four sliders and 3 pins in the middle. I'm assuming there's room for one more if you really wanted to, but it doesn't line up with the pin on the key, so I'm not sure what that's about. I'm just going to drop the sidebar out. I'm going to zoom in a bit, you can see what's going on. So we're going to drop the sidebar out. Where are my tweezers? Over here. Sidebar has absolutely nothing on it, it's just a blank sidebar. Take out the 2 sidebar springs so they don't fall out. Put them in that little tray actually, that's a good idea. Right. Now we're going to ditch the pins. So 1, 2, 3. These pins do have the little overset trap looking thing, but it generally doesn't interact with the core at all. Right, sliders. Now if you turn the lock upside down and take the key out, none of your sliders are going anywhere, they just all hang down there. You can see in here, I'll push this slider up, there's a gate just there. Anyway, let's take them out one by one. So the furthest pin, there's only one gate in there. Pin 3, one gate in there. No false gates, no funny business. Single gate in that one, and a single gate in that one. So they interact directly with the sidebar. And when we flip the lock around, I actually see when I put the key back in, when I draw it out very slowly, they actually, that's how they sit in the lock. They interact with the core and stop it from turning when they're in the incorrect position. Alright, so absolutely nothing fancy about these at all. They are just a long piece of metal. That's it. So what did I take that out of? 4. It's upside down. Anyway, I'll fix that later. It's quite windy here at the moment. 3, nothing special. 2, nothing special. And 1, you got it. Absolutely nothing special. And there's the core. Cool. And up inside here you have your sidebar slot down the left hand side of the lock. And we push this out. Standard pin for pin 1. Just gone off frame a little bit there. Standard pin for 2. And a standard pin for 3. Like I said, nothing super high security or special in this lock. 3 just normal springs. And if we look up in there and get a little bit of light on this, you can see where everything interacts up in these holes here. 1, 2, 3, 4 down there are your 3 pinholes for your drivers, and then the other 4 slots on this side. There is a little extra slot hole at the back, and 2 other marks where they actually clamp the plug in with you have to drill that out if you want to get the center out of this. But yeah, that's it. The Kaken KX3. Thanks for watching.